Hey guys, it's Jack Sanders, a construction worker and head of content at workbootsguru.com. Many times during my life as a construction worker, my feet and I suffered a lot from the winter and its cold temperatures. But after many years of trial and error, I gathered through experience to show you the 5 best work boots for winter. But before doing that, we should talk about the features workers should look for if they want to find the best work boots for winter. First, the boots should be insulated, as the insulation material will be responsible of keeping away the cold from the feet, as it acts as a barrier that holds the cold particles coming from the exterior without letting them enter to the inside of the boots. The second types of features all work boots for winter must have are safety composite toes, as these not only protect your toes, but also are composed of non-metallic materials that don't let the cold be transferred to the feet. Also, the boots should have shanks made of nylon or fiberglass, as these will not only support the feet, but also will give you the guarantee that cold won't be transferred to your feet either. And finally, it would be a good idea to get waterproof work boots, as winter brings water and frost that could get inside the boots, which will not only frustrate you, but will probably make you sick too. Moving on, I'd like to briefly talk about how I tested and chose the boots. First, I did an insulation test in which I worked in really cold temperatures under 30 degrees Fahrenheit and using thin socks. I did this to evaluate whether the insulation material and its amount was enough to protect me from the cold. Also, I did a waterproof test in which I closely analyzed whether my feet ended up dry or not at the end of the day. And finally, I did a protection test in which I made sure to walk on slippery surfaces to see whether the boots would give me the traction needed to walk comfortably and confidently on those sketchy surfaces. Also, I purposely let heavy weights fall on my feet to see whether the safety toes of a given boot would protect my toes from being crushed or not. After testing many work boots, I arrived at the following list of the best 5 work boots for winter. I hope you enjoy it. In first place, I chose the Wolverine Gold Insulated Waterproof Work Boots. In terms of protection, the boots came with 400 grams of Thinsulate Ultra Insulation, which provided me with a solid insulation to keep my feet dry and warm in cold weathers. Also, they came with a waterproofing membrane that protected my feet from any type of liquids during the testing period. And finally, they came built with slip, oil, water, chemical, abrasion, and heat-resistant outsoles that provided me with the traction sufficient to work with confidence, as I knew I wouldn't have fallen even if I'd had to walk on really slippery surfaces. Moreover, in terms of comfort, these Wolverine boots had cushioned footbeds that maintained my arch and heel comfortable even when walking on snow or any other bumpy surface at the construction site where I work. Moving on, I chose the Timberland Pro Boondock Steel Toe Work Boots to be in second place of my list of the best work boots for winter. When talking about protection, these work boots had a waterproofing membrane that kept my feet dry and composite safety toes that were so good that they not only protected my feet from the cold, as they don't transfer temperatures, but also kept my toes safe from getting crushed by falling objects. Additionally, the boots came with shanks made of fiberglass, a material that doesn't transfer cold, which were very good at providing stability without restricting movement. When talking about outsoles, the boots had slip and oil resistant dual density outsoles that let me walk in any slippery or bumpy surface with the total confidence that I would have the traction needed to not fall and get injured. And in terms of comfort, these Timberland work boots performed great, as they came with a dual density dynamic anti-fatigue technology that combined cushioned footbeds and shock absorbing midsoles that supported my feet in every step, no matter the hardness of the surface I would have to walk on. In third place, I chose the Chippewa Waterproof Insulated Work Boots. These work boots, in terms of protection, were built with the latest technology in insulation that kept my feet isolated from cold temperatures coming from the outside of the boots. Also, they had awesome waterproof features such as Texon 460 waterproof insoles and a Chippewa waterproof membrane that let me work with the confidence that my feet would still be dry even if I'd had to work in contact with water. And in terms of comfort, these Chippewa work boots had 4 iron rubber midsoles with shock absorbing attributes that took the pressure generated by having to walk on tough surfaces off my joints, which left them completely rested. As a result, This helped me achieve my top performance while at work. In fourth place, I listed the Timberland Pro Endurance work boots. They came with shanks made of fiberglass, which kept me safe from low temperatures as it's a material that doesn't transfer temperature. Also, these shanks maintain the shape of the boots and make the outsole stiffer, offering a platform that allows the worker to work in constant stability. Additionally, they came with water-resistant uppers that let me work without worries, as I knew that my feet would still be dry even after working in the wettest of environments. And they came with oil and slip-resistant outsoles, which provided me with the traction necessary to walk on slippery surfaces without slipping, falling, and getting injured. Also, the boots had safety steel toes that gave me the guarantee that if heavy objects had fallen in my toes, they would have been protected by these awesome safety toes. In terms of comfort, these Timberland boots had the metatomical dual density AVA footbeds, which were mind-blowing as they let me achieve a better level of performance, as I knew that every time I used the boots, I would have a level of cushioning and support that would stamp a huge smile on my face, even when I would have to walk on bumpy and hard surfaces for long hours. And finally, in fifth place, I chose the Keen Utility Sheridan Insulated work boots. In terms of protection, the boots came with a whopping 600 grams of insulation that provided me with the highest warmth under really cold weathers, as the material acted as a barrier that held the cold particles, preventing them from being transferred to my feet. Also, the boots came with a Drylex waterproof membrane liner that kept my feet dry even when I would have to work under the heavy rain or in melting snow. These Keen work boots also had slip and oil resistant outsoles, which gave me enough traction to walk on slippery surfaces without worries of getting injured, and composite safety toe caps that not only protected my toes from getting crushed by falling objects, but also acted as a barrier for the cold, as their main material doesn't transfer cold. Moreover, when talking about comfort, the boots had a great shock absorbing system that combined the boot's footbeds and midsoles, which provided me with a great mixture of cushioning and support that brought me constant comfort throughout the workday, regardless the surface I would have to walk on. Well, that was my take on the best work boots for winter and cold weathers. This video came as a result of hours and hours of work, so if you find time to drop a like or just share the video, that would be awesome. Also, you will find more information about the rest of the work boots in the description down below. Thanks.